Good morning. As you enter and become seated, follow the sound of the bell into silence. We welcome Tanisha Drummonds this morning, who is going to do our loved, our living, our values every day. Tanisha.
Good morning. Thank you for all the condolences about the loss of my mom. I was being a freedom fighter in Columbus, Georgia, when my mom passed away. So it was really hard for me to accept or to know that that happened to her. But, I really want to take the time to thank Sharon for being me while I was away. She visited my mom. Whenever we talked, she says, I'm going to go down and visit Mercedes, Tanisha. And I just, that helped me to be the person that I am. And this is what democracy looks like. So Monday morning, me and my team, we do motivational speaking over before we go out on the turfs. And I wrote something that's really gonna stick to me because it was just how I wanted everyone to look at the world through my eyes. We are living in a world where our faith will be tested, our integrity will be tested, and our strength will be tested. So we have to make a positive influence on purpose. Let your light shine wherever you go and change the atmosphere always for the better. Make a decision to be better than you were yesterday and to make positive impacts in communities you'll never thought you would be in. We are the greater good. I appreciate everyone's kindness and motivations. We all should trust the process. Tomorrow we celebrate our well-deserved victory. Claim it with me, freedom fighters. This is what I wrote Monday morning. My mom passed away Monday night. And I just felt that, it spoke to me that morning just so that I can speak to everyone. And I was really emotional when I said it, but I didn't understand why. So I'm always gonna hold Waverly dear to me because my mom started this program and I will continue to be her. She influenced me to do what I do. And I am proud of myself. I am proud of the things that I have accomplished. I'm proud that I helped John Fetterman win the election in Philadelphia. I'm proud that I can say that I helped Reverend Warnock win the election in Columbus, and my mom was sitting there rooting for me as well. So I thank you all for your support. Oops.
Thank you. Welcome. These are the words of Reverend William Schultz. Welcome to this place of peace, and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory, and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power, and let its vision change your heart. The brief announcement from Kathy Haskins of the Connections team. There will be a table near the welcome corner in the social hall for new members to gather after service for coffee and conversation. Grab a cup of coffee and get to know each other. I love these words from Kathleen McTeague, which I often use in the call to worship. We come together this morning to remind ourselves to rest for a moment on the forming edge of our lives, to resist the headlong tumble into the next moment until we claim for ourselves awareness and gratitude, taking the time to look into one another's faces and see there the reflection of our own eyes. This house of laughter and silence, memory and hope is hallowed by our presence together, both here and off-site. And to those of you joining us off-site, your spirit is with us. Let us, everybody, now turn and do the wave, and let the people at home and wherever they are know that they are recognized and are as much a part of us as ever. Thank you so much. And now we're going to light our chalice, and Christopher is going to do the honors. Be kind to him. This is his first time lighting the chalice, and you know that always is fraught with angst. These are the words of Marnie Singer. Anytime. The chalice is the container, the space where the musicians and the listeners gather. The wax is the fuel, the hours of practice, and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instrument and the vocal cords through which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic when the instruments are lifted. The breath is inhaled and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within all of us. And David is now going to join us for our covenant.
Good morning. Covenant. Covenant lies at the center of how Unitarian Universalists gather in community. We are united not by a particular set of beliefs, but by the promises we make about how we will be together, how we will treat each other, and how we will seek to mend relationships when we fall short of our aspirations. Each week, we recite together a brief version of our covenant. I encourage you to read the full covenant on our website. Just as a spoiler alert, you can hear the full covenant read if you stay for the congregational meeting after the service today, so something to look forward to. While the following words express our intentions in writing, our true covenant lives and breathes in our actions. Please join me now in reciting the words that appear in your order of service or in the chat on the live stream. We covenant together to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. To this end, we will strive to be open, value differences, listen deeply, use kind language, speak our truths, work with conflict, seek humor and joy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christopher Grundy. I'm the Director of Music here at USNH. And for our first anthem today, we have a beautiful Hanukkah song in the Sephardic Jewish tradition, Ocho Candelitas, 8 little candles. It has a refrain that I invite you to sing along with us. I first have to just teach you quickly how to count to 8 in Ladino. So we have, and repeat after me, una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas. Here's where it gets different from Spanish. Cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, and we end with ocho candelas para mí. You're not going to forget any of that, right? In addition to welcoming David Heiser to join the choir, I would like to recognize the exceptional work of a few of our soloists and percussionists, Peggy Ray, Linda Pollack, Joni Messer, and Jackie Trimble Shapiro from the choir, who are doing a little bit extra for this one. I'd like to welcome you all to join me in singing on the children. And I'm going to, for the sake of time, return to our old one from earlier in the fall. So if you would join me, call down a blessing, 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 call down. And I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join me in singing hymn number 226, People Look East.
Our hearts rejoice in each other's gladness. Our hearts mourn each other's sadness, whether we choose to share the gladness or the sadness, it is no less real. And we have heard from Tanisha this morning, and I'll just continue on a little bit. Mercedes Drummonds, Tanisha's mother and the founder of the Waverly Youth Program, passed Monday night after a brief hospital stay. Tanisha returned home the following day from Atlanta, where she has been working hard for the Reverend Warnock campaign. Mercedes lived a life dedicated to her community, the children, and her family and friends. An amazing, strong, loving, powerful, caring, resilient friend and mentor. Mercedes will be greatly missed and long remembered. She helped create and she mentored the Waverly USNH partnership for over 25 years. For those of you wanting to support Tanisha and her family, it is traditional in African American communities to make financial contributions to help with memorial services. Monetary donations to the Memorial Fund for Mercedes will be collected today in the social hall directly after the service. Checks can be made out to USNH with Waverly Mercedes Memorial in the comment line. Thank you for helping us recognize the many contributions Mercedes Drummond made to the USNH community. And in the interest of brevity, I am substituting a shorter poem of mine than the one that is referenced in the order of service. When sorrow plunges me into deepest pit, so deep that only dimmest light may enter, I need to be here with you and merely sit, searching for my center. When joy unlocks my studied self-restraint, you endure my giddy glow with patience and no constraint. You say that joy must always balance woe. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us keep silence together. And now, let us enjoy some more music.
We'll hear Creation by William Billings, who was one of the most popular composers in the colonies at the time of the Revolution. We have no soloists from the choir on this one, but I would be remiss if I didn't correct my oversight and thank my good friend Roy as well for her help on the percussion on Ocho Candelicas. I hope you enjoyed.
Please welcome Jane and Larry Copes up to the microphone.
Good morning, I'm Jane Copes, and my pronouns are she and her. I have a lot of gratitude in my heart for this place, and I'm particularly grateful that I'm in a setting where knowing and speaking our pronouns and recognizing them in others is a really important thing. I have about an hour and 20 minutes of things to say here, and I've been asked to try to be a little briefer than that. But you know, teachers can't really do that very well. I'm grateful for the technology that's kept us connected. We came to Connecticut a couple of years before the pandemic shut our lives into small little rooms in our homes, and seeing your faces on that computer screen was really important for me for quite a long time. I think of early times when we first were shopping for a church. We'd come from a big, I'm going to call it a renegade congregational church in Minneapolis, because it wasn't part of the big UCC church family. And we were looking for music, we were looking for friends, we were looking for community. And the very first time I saw this choir bubble up from the sides of the congregation, I thought, we are home. This is incredible. It was half the people here who were in the choir that summer day. Also that first day, I recognized across the crowd in the noisy social hall, I recognized a woman I knew 50 years ago when I was a graduate student and she was an undergraduate at Syracuse. And we couldn't believe that we both were here. I also met that very first day, a woman who asked where we were from, and then she said, "Oh, but do you know?" And it happened that she knew our very dearest friends in Minneapolis. And Susan, thank you so much for that. I also want to be very thankful for. About 2 weeks ago, I was sitting toward the back of the congregation here in this beautiful room, and I reached in to grab a hymnal, and out came a little purple egg. It probably had been there since about Easter time, and I loved finding it there. That's one of the things I'm really grateful for, is the surprises I find here. And I noticed it's not still there. I cannot, however, abide the noise and the crowd in the social hall. So if I look entirely antisocial, it's because it's really difficult for me to be in that crowd. And I will meet you almost anywhere else for a good conversation, but it does overwhelm me, and I can be too full of people too fast. Larry and I did plan this event to be sort of a little right brain, left brain business, and he's got the numbers to tell us why we really, truly need to participate however we can in this stewardship campaign. Thank you, friends.
Yeah, I'm Larry Copes. My pronouns are he, him. And I can talk more clearly than that. I agree with what Jane said. Well, most of it. I'll just quickly add my perspective as a former treasurer. Imagine you've had lunch with two friends. Oh, you do have friends, right? If not, this is just a fantasy. The bill comes to $54. You agree to split it evenly, $18 each, until there's a glitch. One usually reliable friend forgot his wallet, and he's very embarrassed, but what can you do? And then the restaurant wouldn't take the other friend's credit card. So she has only $9 to contribute in cash. But fortunately, your credit card is accepted, so you can relax. You can pay much more than your $18 share. USNH is in a similar position with bigger numbers. Tension is building again. Instead of $54, it has monthly expenses of about $54,000. And instead of 3 friends sharing the tab, there are about 300 of us. So instead of $18, we need an average of about $180 a month from each member. As in the restaurant, some of us just can't afford that much. Some can't afford nothing. So it's up to the rest of us to pledge more than $180 for each of us members each month. But every pledge, no matter how small, means that others don't have to give quite so much extra to balance the budget. I will add that I got the expenses figure from this fiscal year's operating budget, which you'll see reviewed later at the annual meeting. If it shows a year's worth of expenses, not just the $54,000 a month. So it's 12 times everything. And for the current year, expenses for next year will be even higher. So remember, $180. Thank you.
Well, you heard the man. When I peel away the layers of my own needs and desires, I come to the core of who I need to be. I need to be a Unitarian Universalist. And with all of you here, who have taught me so much about compassion, patience, understanding, and just listening. You may not have noticed it, but I am a better person because of all of you. And so I invite you to be more generous than you think you can be. Place your gifts in the donation plate at the end of the service, or go online to usnh.org and make your gift there. You can also send a check to USNH, 700 Hartford Turnpike, Hamden, Connecticut, 06517. Thank you so much for your tolerance and your generosity. And this is also a reminder that there is a collection being taken in the social hall this morning for the Waverly Holiday Program.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Haven String Quartet, thank you so much for welcoming us this morning. I just wanted to let you know we're going to switch things up a little bit, and instead of the Carlos Simon, next we will be playing an excerpt from Charles Washington's String Quartet number 3, subtitled Bartok Meets Monk. And then the postlude this morning will be a piece by Jesse Montgomery, a Black American composer, who it's called Strum. And we wanted to send you off with some fun, good feelings into the holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you once again. This is a reading. This reading is a poem called Tyne by Steve Evans. Steve is no longer with us, but he was a very active member of the Continuum Writers Group, of which I am also a member. We loved his words. They were so well chosen. He painted elegant pictures with his sparse words. And so listen carefully to this poem of his, once again entitled Tyne. You have no connection with my piano. one heavy haul up many, many stairs in Brooklyn many, many years ago. Those tines, always out of tune, were brought into tune by slight adjustments over coarse springs, slid over coarse wires, and then came music. That is how it happens. Life and music. Life is music. You wanting so much to sing, so open and so closed. Sing, little bird. And now our choir.
Thank you, and Sue Bond, our wonderful soloist.
This last reading is by Arlen Goff, entitled Music Arises. Music arises from depths unknown, often without words, but never without meaning. As spirit rises from deep within me, seducing my body to join the song. First a tremor in the soul, then tapping of toes. Breath aligns with breath, heart beats in syncopation, and a stuttering buzz in my throat becomes a hum. Breath with breath, beat with beat, music and spirit rise together, wed with faith and hope and love and power. A song is born, bursting from my lips in sweet, sonorous symphony, a melody joining with other souls, perhaps in tune, perhaps not, but a song still, arising from deep within, from community. Spirit moves, soul births song, and hope fills life.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join us in singing number 139, Wonders Still the World Shall Witness. My fault. Very good. Mm-hmm. As we extinguish the chalice, I just want to thank Sue Lindsley for coaching me through my first time lighting it. That was fun. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So now we have played it, now we have sung it. Let us go forth, friends, and figure out what it all means. Go in peace, go in joy. Amen.
And before we get our coats on and turn our cell phones back on, I think that all of our soloists, the Haven Quartet, David Heiser, our wonderful choir, and David and Christopher, these darn things. You see how they get?
Don't forget Dr. Braun.
No, and we never forget Dr. Braun. And I think all of these folks deserve a standing ovation. I jumped the gun, but I just had to say it.